So the daily bramble is the updates, status updates, progress updates for the self-improvement, personal development things that I'm working on, that I'm getting excited about, and generally how I'm feeling about them, as well as the future state, kind of where my head is at. They are going to constantly be evolving and keep moving, and I'm hoping that they are useful to others, but for the most part I'm doing them as a routine check-in for myself to keep up with things. Additionally, I am evolving them as I continue to go down the path, and part of the things I need to work on are writing and editing, and not just doing that in advance, but being able to understand how a current situation applies to, or can be applied to, a given video. So that's what these are, that's what I'm doing with them, and I'll continue to do them. I hope that they are at least somewhat interesting to some people, but that is what they are for now. And I do want to keep doing them daily. If it becomes too much work, I'll end up doing them weekly and going from there. That being said, there are three things that I try to do with these. I try to do a gratitude section. I try to do a mindfulness section, as well as a manifestation section. These were three types of journals that I had been doing. And with all the kind of moving around and things that I do, I haven't really had time to sit down and write, so this turned out to be a better format for me to do those things every single day. Today I am grateful for weepc. We're having her birthday party this weekend, and she is turning 6 soon, and it is a delight to see how much she has grown. She started kindergarten, and she started to do things very differently than she was even a year ago. And it's one of those things where, as a parent, you get to see the growth of a child and their development, and watch them learn to love things, like learning to love learning, which is exciting for me. And it's our job as parents to figure out how to hone those interests and to amplify the enjoyment around those things. And with weepc, we learn things a little bit differently than what happened with little PC, because he gets excited, but he also doesn't really care too much about doing things. He plays baseball, but he's just like, hey, I'm really good at baseball. And I'm like, oh, you have this and this and this to learn. He goes, yeah, but I'm good right now. And he's totally fine with it. With weepc, she gets into a game, and if it's easy, she's having a blast. And if it's hard, she struggles, or she kind of takes a step back. And what has happened in the last 3 months, we moved to a new team. She's actually on a club soccer team, even though she's young. They do a really good job of not making it this winner bust type of mentality. And she's playing against harder people than she did in the past. And she used to be this person who, when she got the ball, she could just kick it past everybody and outrun them all, and then go score. And she's like, hey, I scored 10 goals today. And I'm like, yeah, but nobody knows how to stop you. So good job scoring your goals, but you're not playing as a team, right? And that's a part of the problem with kiddie soccer. I wasn't saying those things to her. That's where my head was at. And what this coach is now teaching them is structure, and teaching them to be in the right position and don't leave your position, to move up and down the field within your position, learn how to pass, learn how to see. And they're playing against teams that are also learning those things, and it's difficult for her. She is struggling. Also, it's an all-girls team playing against all boys sometimes, and boys can be a little bit more physical. And within the last 3 or 5 games, I think, she has started to step up, push herself, get into the groove. She will fight the boys. She will get in and try to take the ball away, and she's starting to enjoy it. And what we found out was, whenever we give feedback, which is never this massively negative, like, what the hell are you doing type of feedback. We would give feedback and she would just kind of go, okay, well, I'm not doing well. And we're like, we weren't saying that. We were always saying, you did good here, good here, good here, good here. Here's what I'd like you to do next. And by adding that piece at the end, she was getting disheartened, I guess, for lack of a better, more adequate term. And we talked to her coach about it. He goes, all I want you guys to do is tell her good job and nothing else but good job, and let me handle that part. And we started doing that, and it's really blown up her confidence. It's really blown up her desire to push herself. And coach is the one pushing from the bottom. We're pulling up from the top, and you kind of look at it that way. And it's been a really good learning experience for us as parents. And we're trying to figure out how to do that with little PC, because he's already 8, and we've kind of gotten past that section. He's a different beast altogether. He doesn't really have the same competitive spirit that she does anyway. But we want to try to figure out how to hone that. And so we're using that. So we're learning from the youngest one now how to deal with the oldest one, where a lot of times it's what you did with the oldest one, you changed with the youngest. So I am extremely grateful for my daughter. So I am in a spot where I am extremely happy with the schedule that I have and the productivity that I've done over the last 2 weeks. Every time I kind of come on for this mindfulness section, I kind of talk about how I'm worried about when this will end or when something will hit me and slow it down. So I don't want to bring that up. That's always top of mind for me, and I'm always concerned about it. And I think that today, what I want to talk about is how high my energy is when it comes to getting back into Valorant. We just started playing comp again, and part of that is my duo code from the server, from Illusion's Discord server, and actually how enthusiastic he is to try the things that I'm trying. And they aren't novel things that I'm trying to do, but they really benefit his schedule, they really benefit his mindset, and I think we really mesh together really well in terms of, we had a conversation last night after stream where he was pointing out that I am a centering for him, which is kind of my goal, is to be this chill out, like I'm competitive, but I'm not so competitive I start barking at people. And he doesn't do that either, but when he starts to get tilted or annoyed, or somebody on the team is giving him complication, he'll bring it up. And he brought it up last night. We had a couple of games where things were kind of a problem, and my response to those things were, hey, it's all good, let's just try this, let's do that, let's try something different. And afterwards he was mentioning how that was extremely useful to him, to have somebody in his ear during the game who's going through what he's going through and able to center that. So it's extremely exciting for me to see how this continues to evolve, and how our duo-ship, our uruo-ship, as he cringes when I say that, evolves over time, and how long we could keep this going. Because I think that other than schedule, other than him starting school, other than something complicating my schedule with either work, family, sickness, something always comes up, and there's always breaks that have to be had. So unless our schedule gets completely jacked up, like, this is something we can continue to move on, and it's just been really nice, and it's excited me to keep playing Valorant, to play comp. And there's even conversations about, as we get further up, we pick up a trio, somebody who's maybe would fit into our mentality, our work, and adds an element to the comp dynamic, right? Where he's a controller and I'm a sentinel. We had a duelist that was coupled with that. Then that would be great. We really can't work too much with the duelist, so we probably were talking about shifting roles and doing some type of like de-ranking arc where we try new roles and see what happens with it as we scale up. So lots of opportunity, and I'm extremely excited about that. And there's not really a whole lot that's concerning me, other than obviously like what's going to be the thing that tips things over. But there's not a lot concerning me, and that's just a great feeling to have right now. And that's, I feel like that's all I gotta say about mindfulness today. So when it comes to what I'm thinking about doing and where my brain is at, it's really about figuring out schedule. How can I get more editing in? Editing is something that takes me a long time. I second guess myself a lot, and I think that I just need to do it more so I can fix that. But I have to find pockets of time. So that is what I've been doing. I've been creating time. I've kind of talked about that a couple times. And creating time is going to be, it's simple, but it's going to be something that I have to sacrifice somewhere. And there are a couple of things that I'm okay with maybe slowing down a little bit, turning something into a weekly thing instead of a daily thing, and going down that path. But I'm getting more and more interested in trying to write out a script for a video, storyboard it, and then edit it and publish it, and get it down that kind of path of doing those things. And it's getting that part. I wasn't thinking about that before. I always kind of considered that to be something that I would just find somebody who likes doing that and pay them to do it. But if I can figure that out and figure out what I like to do, then I think that'll be easier when I do transition to that. I think ultimately I eventually have to transition that out. The more I want to do, the less editing I want to have to do for that. Less recording and scripting. And well, I think the scripting part I think would be still fun to write up and storyboard and then give to somebody and let them do the video work and the editing work. A producer, as it were, and then come back behind and do the voiceover or whatever needs to be done with it. So I'm excited for that. There's a piece of the future puzzle that I hadn't really considered within that, and that's what I learned yesterday by doing the video that I put out on the gaming channel. That it took me probably hour and a half or something to put that together. Plus, there's like a little snippet that's like a call to action section that I put together also that wasn't related to it. But I have this default call to action section, and the only thing I don't like about it right now is that I just sound robotic because I'm reading a script and it's not naturally to say those things, or not natural to say those things at this time. But that's huge, and I think that that's such a fun puzzle that I didn't realize was there, or possible to be there. I want to end this today with my health update, where I'm at. So my goal for the end of August was to hit 235, and I hit it today. So I went 235 today. We'll see if that's water weight or it kind of fluctuates back and forth, but it's been a steady progression throughout the week of weight loss. I am down 5 pounds since starting this 2 weeks ago. 2 pounds the first week, 3 pounds this week. And the more that I run, the more that will continue to just scale, right? I'm going to hit plateaus and I'll figure those things out when I get there. But weight-wise, health-wise, that's moving in the right direction. I did not run today. I actually walked 2 miles instead of 1 because my legs were sore from yesterday. Not extremely sore, but they were sore enough that I was like, I probably don't want to try to push this because it's actually sad that they're sore. I only ran like less than half a mile, like actually running less than half a mile, and it's pretty sad. But I took that break. I walked 2 miles instead of 1. That was my compensation for not running, and I'll get back to it. But the fact that they're sore means that I'm gaining muscle, or I'm putting muscle back on that I've atrophied over time of not running. And that's actually another kind of really exciting checkbox, that to feel that I didn't think that my legs were going to be sore because I'm not really running that much, but it's good that it started out. And I think I mentioned, like, I apparently run faster than I thought I was. I was running at a 7.5 mile pace, and that is too fast for me right now in my current shape, and I need to slow down, but that could also be contributing to some of that. And then I guess the last thing is the sleep is still going well. I actually did not sleep well last night. I think it's the adrenaline from the games. We played 3 comp games last night, and I ended around a little bit before 11:30. So it's hard for me to get down and stay down. I only got 4-ish hours of sleep, but I woke up at 5 which is part of it. I think I was down, but then I couldn't stay asleep. And I woke up at 5 and I went for my walk. Well, I did my mech training and then I went for my walk at 6:30, my normal time. So I was still able to get stuff done, and I'm assuming that means that I'll be able to just kind of crash tonight. And I'm looking forward to having another normal night of sleep again. So I'm hoping I can recover back tonight. But that's it. That's my health update. I'm going to keep chugging along, and we'll see where this goes. So I thank you all for hanging out. I know these are getting longer, but I'm trying to share more, and hopefully I can do them in a compelling way that you are still listening at this point in the video. If you're looking to support, don't forget to check out the Patreon. I'll put it in the description below. And outside of that, thank you all. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and have a good week next week.